now, the first one of the year, and we're up to episode 6. And today I'm going to do a sketch spotlight in which I talk about one particular sketch, and I have chosen Deep House Dish, which is definitely one of my favorite sketches. So Deep House Dish is kind of a parody of one of those MTV4 TRL type shows where you've got these international acts coming in and singing you samples of their songs, and I personally love Eurovision a lot, so it's very much like that. And I love that the writers had to come up with new songs, like they had to actually compose lyrics and music and actually make it sound believable. There were 9 episodes in total from 2005 to 2009, and they were hosted by a great range of people, and I'm going to take you through every single one of them because I don't want to skip one, because I think all the characters and all the songs are really good. The show is hosted by DJ Dynasty Handbag, played by Kenan Thompson, and I mentioned him in my top favorite characters. He is super funny. He has a formula that you can kind of tell when you've watched enough episodes where he just says something and then his sidekick will say something and he would just have to tell them off for being so boring. So for the first couple of episodes he had Rachel Dratch as T Yara, and then the last few he had Andy Samberg as T Shane, and often they would say something that sort of added no value to the show. I love his character, I love the hairstyles, I love the costumes, I love Deep House Dish. The first episode was hosted by Eva Longoria back in 2005, and she played a singer called Miss Drama Martinez, and she sang a song called At the Club. She basically makes a list of all the days of the week and all these things she had to go through, but that every night she had to be at the club regardless. So there's a particular line in that song where it's like, Wednesday had lower back pain, but Wednesday night I was at the club. And honestly, it was a jam. It also featured the original cast members, Amy Poehler as Trey Latrage, and she had a song called I Killed Couture, which was a very telling song about fashion. Really great song as well. And then we had 2 DJs, DJ Frontal Assault and DJ Demetrios, played by Bill Hader and Fred Armisen respectively. And they wrote a song called Urgent Needs, brackets Jake Gyllenhaal, which was very Jake Gyllenhaal inspired obviously, and it was just kind of one of those pop tracks that you hear on the radio that you think is a bit silly but then you sort of get the message. Great song. Episode number 2 was hosted by Scarlett Johansson, and she played someone called Donna Smalls and had a song called Don't You Wish, which was very much like Pussycat Dolls' Don't Ya, and it was just about self-confidence and don't you wish that you had this and that kind of stuff. And it also featured Kayleisha Kang, Amy Poehler, who sang a song called Incident. Now Incident is an interesting song. She basically tells a story of how she was googling her ex-boyfriend and how he cheated on her, and she found out because of Google. So it was very progressive in terms of the technology content in that song. Last but not least, DJ Intro, played by Chris Parnell, had a song called Sample This, in which he had all of his equipment, because he's a DJ obviously, and he would just say what he wanted to do and then do it. So I don't know if it was really a song or if he was just trying to show off his equipment. Episode 3 had Lindsay Lohan as Ambiance, and she had a song called Demanding Girl. And it was just very self-indulgent, you know, it was about her, but that's what most artists write about these days themselves, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It also featured Amy Poehler again as Jackie Arasto, and she sang a song called Sexy Mess, and I personally love her outfit in this song. She had a hat and her hair was sort of on the side parted, and then these cool pants that split open in the middle of each leg. And Sexy Mess is a really good song. I feel like a lot of us feel that way when we wake up, so it's one of those songs that just gets you pumped. I sometimes have it as my ringtone. This episode was also the return of DJ Frontal Assault and DJ Demetrios, and this time they had like a sequel to their last song, and it was the Brokeback Mountain remix. So very Jake Gyllenhaal inspired their work, which I'm not going to question because Jake Gyllenhaal often inspires me. Episode 4 had Matthew Fox as DJ Lux. He is an actor. I think he was on Lost, and he was such a great sport. I loved his episode actually. He had a song called Get Started, very catchy, very in. Amy Poehler was back again. I think the reason is because she looks so great in wigs that they can't help themselves but put her in Deep House Dish. So she played someone called Letitia Stroh, and her song was called I Want Cologne for Christmas. Now I love this one because it's straightforward. She tells you what she wants. Actually, my favorite part of the song is when she's singing about how much cologne she wants to put on. 2 ounces is not enough, 3 ounces is not enough, 4 ounces is not enough, 5 depends on the brand. And come on, the struggle is real. Like, how much perfume do you put on before you go out, right? This episode marks the first appearance of Maya Rudolph, and she played someone called Beginnings Chang, and she sang a song called Tiny Moves, which is a very good song because it's about how to dance in a club without obstructing anyone's aura. So the chorus is, these are my tiny moves, these are the moves I do, and then she's like, don't create a dangerous situation. So her moves are kind of just like, you know, very small. In episode 5, we had Jake Gyllenhaal. He is paired with Amy Poehler, and they play D False and Kajkade. And they sang a song called True Dat, and they are full packed in snow gear with the snow goggles and the big furry jacket things, and it's just a very theatrical performance. I feel like it was based on some Eurovision contestants a few years ago. Definitely. It also featured Maya Rudolph again as Tanae Greig. She had a song called Wear This Out, and it was just another one of those fashion statement making kind of songs. I love it. And last but not least, we had Kristen Wiig's first appearance as Tamila Fox, and she had a song called Tired, which, like Sexy Mess, I think we can relate to. I need to sing a little bit of it because I love it. I'm tired of your lies, I'm tired of your games, I'm tired of both your great Danes. And another thing, I don't like your mom. And another thing, I don't like your car. Obviously, there was a lot of stuff happening in her head. Episode 6 featured Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Dee Dee Wells, and she had a song called Electraholic. I love her outfit personally. It was a very Eurovision, very outrageous. It also featured DJ Quality, Jason Sudeikis' first appearance. He had a song called Wink. It's super pervy, but I love it. You have to watch that. And then we had a girl group called Leggins with Amy Poehler, Maya Rudolph, and Kristen Wiig. They had a song called Get Your Hands Off My Man. Another one of my favorites. It's just a very, just get your hands off my man, just women power song. Love it. Episode 7 featured Zach Braff as G-Thug, and he had a song called Riddle with Bullet Holes. I loved his ghetto look, and he was just really funny, and it was a great episode actually, the whole episode. We had Amy Poehler again as Francesca Free, paired with Will Forte on piano, and they had a song called Portuguese Eyes. Last but not least, we had Maya Rudolph as Cheryl Davis, and she had a song called It's My Duty. Again, it was very much a song that told you exactly what it was trying to say. Number 8 is Anna Faris's episode, and she played someone called Natasha Slovania, and she had a song called Sign Here, and I love her because she just had this very lazy sort of whatever thing about her. And I forgot to tell you, at the end of each like song, they would only go for about 30 seconds. They would go to the couch and have an interview with DJ Dynasty Handbag and his sidekick, and more of their personalities would come out, and they would tell you why they were at the song. I think Anna Faris was probably my favorite interview. Then we had Fred Armisen, Will Forte, and Bobby Moynihan make up a boy group called Bear Supply, and they had a song called Bear Call. And I thought this was a bit weird. I don't know if they necessarily would have gotten on Deep House Dish, because they just had they were dressed like lumberjacks, and their song was just very sort of out of the ordinary, even for this show. Then we had Kristen Wiig back as Kaylee Moore, and she had a song called Girl Please. I love Girl Please. I felt like it was something that I would write. She was just talking to this girl who was just ragging on her, and to say, you know, stop it. I can see that you're not perfect too, so don't hate on me. The very last appearance of Deep House Dish, and remember, it could always come back, but I doubt it, was hosted by Ryan Reynolds, and he played Danny McCruz, and he had a song called Status Update. He would just talk about his Facebook statuses. You could tell that it was 2009 because Facebook was going crazy. Kristen Wiig was also in this episode. She played Miss Ice Tia, which is probably my favorite Deep House Dish character of all time, because she had a song called Not Good Enough, and then in her interview after her song, she just said, I wrote the song because I had mad low self-esteem, yo, and I want to shout her from the rooftops. I gotta sing it. I gotta sing it. I did my best, but my best wasn't good enough because my best isn't very good. And this is probably the most epic episode ever, because we had Lady Gaga and Madonna playing themselves, and they sang a song written just for them called Work, and it was really, really funny. They were just sort of battling about how one has more records and one has more songs and one has more hits, but they just, it was all in good fun, and I just loved it. Fun fact, the dress rehearsal actually went better, and you can find it on YouTube, I think, because, you know, it was all executed well, it went well, but when it went live, Madonna forgot most of her lyrics, so it wasn't as funny, and I don't know, she must have just spaced or something, but go watch the dress rehearsal if you haven't already. That's it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you liked Deep House Dish, and if you've never watched it, go out and watch it. I hope you enjoy it. And please tweet me with the hashtag LoveSNL. Give me ideas on what I should do next, or any other comments or questions about my other episodes of Love SNL, and please continue to watch season 41 as it's airing now in the States, if you live in the States. If you don't, if you live in Australia like me, you'll probably wait another year before we get new episodes, but still, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye!